Now that I have the exhaust swapped out and I've got more options on saddlebags, it's time to go ahead and address my storage needs for my touring configuration. And the saddlebags that I selected to do that with are the Leather Pros. So the version of Leather Pros that I decided to go with are the Easy Mount Retro Series V3, and these are the ones that already have the little scoop out here, so you don't have to relocate your tail lights. They're a little bit smaller than the regular big Leather Pros, but I believe there's enough storage in here to accomplish what I want. So before we mount this, let's take a look at the kit that comes with it to do the installation. The saddlebags will come with everything that you need to mount them on the bike. You'll get a set of instructions, which, you know, we're doing this video, so we don't need those. You will get 4 2¼ inch by 3/8 bolts. You'll get a set of 4 3" by 3/8 bolts, and I'll explain in a minute why we have 2 sets. You'll get 4 of the 1/2 inch spacers, 4 1/4 inch spacers. There's only 3 here because I've already installed one of the bags. You'll also get 4 docking points. And again, you only see 2 here because I've already used a set to mount one of the bags. And then you'll get 4 nuts. Don't know if you'll need these or not. If you don't have one of those fishbone things behind your fender that your bolts screw into, you know, the ones that are threaded, then you'll use these to actually tighten these bolts down and mount the stuff to your fender. Now, the reason that there are 2 sets of bolts is that if you do not have the Harley-Davidson hold-fast docking system on your bike, you use the shorter bolts, 2 1/4 inch by 3/8. I have the hold-fast system on mine, so in that case, we're going to use the 3" by 3/8 bolts. Like I said, you get 4. There's only 2 here because 2 are already on the bike. Let me show you how you stack these on the bolts, and then we'll go down to the garage and we'll install this other bag. Again, I have the hold-fast hardware, so the way that I'm going to mount or place the components here on the bolt is the first thing that goes on is this docking point, and you're going to put it so that the part that's laid out is furthest away from the head of the bolt. Then I'm going to use a 1/4 inch spacer, and this would be the setup for my rear bolt. One of the things that you may or may not have noticed is that the rear end of the Fat Bob is actually tapered. So what I did in order to make sure that the bags mounted evenly on the bike was this is how I set my rear bolts, but when it came to the front bolt, I didn't use a spacer. So that pushed the rear bag out a 1/4 inch, and then when you put the bolt, when you mount the bags on the bolts, they mount evenly in front of the bike. And when we get downstairs, we'll take a look at that, but I just want to make sure that you pay attention to that. I don't know that that's the same case on every Softail. I just know the Fat Bob is tapered, and I followed their instructions the first time I mounted the bag, and I put a 1/4 inch spacer on each bolt, and when I put the bag on, it was tilted and it wouldn't really mount very well. So that's when I realized I needed to level it out. To do that, just pull this one off your front. Okay? And in the event that you do not have the Harley-Davidson hold-fast system on your bike, you just go straight into the strut, then you'll use a 2 1/4 inch by 3/8 bolt, and you will put the docking point on this way. Again, the lathe piece is the furthest away from the head of the bolt, and then you will use a 1/2 inch spacer, and then that goes into the strut. All right, let's go down and take a look. I'm excited to get this other bag on. Now, if we take a look at the back of the bags, we can see the mounting system here. The two holes here are what go over the studs that we are going to mount in the strut. This is the clamping mechanism. There's a release here that you lift up on and then lift the entire mechanism up. Aha. They're also locked. So this is locked from the inside. I'll show you that in a second, and we'll flip that lock up. So again, we're going to press up. That releases the bag so you can pull it off the bike, and then to put it on, you put the studs through those holes, clamp it down, and then you turn the key on the inside, which switches that lock or flips that lock, and then they're locked to the bike and can't come off. I'm not sure if you're actually going to be able to see this in the video, but I've got the two studs on here, and as I said before, my rear stud, I have my hold-fast system, and then I have a 1/4-inch spacer, hold-fast, 1/4-inch spacer, the docking piece, right, and then the bolt goes through. On the front one, I have the hold-fast system, no spacer, just the docking point, and then the bolt goes through that. And if you can, I don't know if you can make it out, but with this setup, because of the way the fender tapers in on the back, with a 1/4-inch spacer there and not there, it pulls the bag out even so that these two lathed pieces, which is what that clamp locks into on the back of the bag, are now straight. They're lined up with each other. If I didn't have this spacer here, the docking point would be a 1/4-inch out of alignment with this, so it would be canted. And when I followed their instructions and put these equal, the same spacers on both these, I couldn't get the clamp to lock down smoothly. I had to like jimmy it, which I think is incorrect. So again, not sure if your other soft tails are going to have an issue, but definitely for the Fat Bob, because of that taper, you want to change the offset by a 1/4-inch. And this is where I could really use Miss Percy, but Miss Percy is not here. She is elsewhere in another state with our youngest son and his wife, helping them out with the arrival of a new grandchild here. So we're excited about that, but I'm on my own. So I'm going to try to make this work. If not, maybe I'll take a picture and talk over it. So here I have the clamp in the back. I'm going to lift that latch, pull this all the way up, and then put those studs right through those holes in the back, line it up with those two slots, and then push down, and that's it. It ain't going nowhere. And then as far as the lock, pull the camera around. Pardon the camera work. Again, I'm going solo here. As you can see, here's the key that locks or unlocks the bag. So once you lock that, you pull the key out, then no one can lift this back piece up. It's locked, it's blocked. It's because of the locking mechanism here. But you get to the hotel, you unlock it, pull this up, pull your bag off, and there you go. And then as you can see from the rear of the bike, where these cutouts are, they go right around your light, so you don't have to relocate your rear turn signals, which is something I absolutely did not want to do. You sacrifice a little bit of storage space, but for me, because I've already gone through having to replace one of these standoffs, I don't want to do that again. This was the way I wanted to go, and I think I'm going to have enough storage. I'm not going to go over any detail on the bags right now. Now that I have everything in place for my touring configuration, the next video I do will be walk around the bike to talk about everything that I've done to set it up in a configuration for touring. Look forward to doing the walk around with the bike and kind of show you everything that I've done. Again, if you follow my channel for a while, you know that I like to be able to change out the configuration on my bike on the fly, depending on what I need to suit the type of riding that I'm going to be doing. In this case, I think this is the final configuration for my touring setup. I'm super excited. Badlands trip's coming out. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be watching this video while we're already on the road. We'll drop a couple of videos while we're out on the road, so we'll see you from there. Peace.